Margot Robbie graces the new cover of Vanity Fair, and the ensuing interview is filled with compelling intel. For one, she breaks her silence on those viral paparazzi photos that were taken of her outside the home of Cara Delevingne. In case you missed it, Delevingne has recently been having undisclosed issues, and rather than leaving her to recover, paps have been parked outside her home to catch all the comings and goings, which is beyond fucked. At one point, photos circulated of Robbie visiting Delevingne, and the Aussie star appeared upset. Speaking to Vanity Fair in her December-January cover story, Robbie denied that she was crying in the pics. "I had something in my eye," she said. "I'm trying to grab my face mask, trying to hold a coffee cup, and I couldn't get a hair out of my eye." The actress added that when her mother, Sarah Kessler, subsequently called to ask whether Robbie and Delevingne were okay, she replied, "Yes and yes." Not only that, but the media got it wrong, apparently, as that's not at Cara's house. Robbie said she was outside an Airbnb that she was renting for 5 days. Back in September, after footage of Cara acting, as the media put it, erratic, at LA airport went public, there have been scores of articles discussing the model's current state. One publication flat out published a headline echoing fans' assumptions that she's on drugs, while others reached out to sources who claimed her family is planning on holding an intervention for the struggling model. Then they snapped the aforementioned pics of Margot Robbie at her home. Stalking Cara during a troubled moment and snapping pics when she's at her most vulnerable is gross predatory behavior. Cara Delevingne deserves compassion and empathy, not a photographer camped outside her door with reporters ready to write stories of her downfall. No one deserves that. Following the slew of concerning photos, the model has since emerged looking well at events such as Paris Fashion Week. Elsewhere in the Vanity Fair interview, Robbie revealed that the female-led Pirates of the Caribbean film is dead in the water. In case you missed it, it was previously announced that Margot Robbie would take over from disgraced actor Johnny Depp as the lead in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. But apparently that ain't happening anymore. "We had an idea and we were developing it for a while, ages ago, to have more of a female-led, not totally female-led, but just a different kind of story, which we thought would have been really cool, but I guess Disney didn't want to do it," Robbie said. What a bummer. She also revealed that she almost quit acting after her iconic flick Wolf of Wall Street. "Something was happening in those early stages and it was all pretty awful," Robbie said. "I remember saying to my mom, I don't think I want to do this. And she just looked at me, completely straight-faced, and was like, darling, I think it's too late not to. That's when I realized the only way was forward." She said she ultimately had to learn to get used to having jackass paps following her around. "I know how to go through airports, and now I know who's trying to fuck me over in what ways," she said. "If my mom dies in a car accident because you wanted a photo of me going in the grocery shop, or you knock my nephew off a bike, for what? For a photo? It's dangerous, but still weirdly nothing feels like it changes." Although she's found ways to keep her privacy while still being in the public eye, such as deleting social media, she admitted it still makes her feel uncomfortable. "The way I try to explain this job, and this world, to people is that the highs are really high, and the lows are really, really low. And I guess if you're lucky, it all balances out in the middle," she added. Suss the full interview on Vanity Fair.